Hi, Anatomy. I miss you guys. I hope you're all doing well. I'm just so sad we can't be in class doing all of the really fun stuff that we do in anatomy class. If you're seniors and you're going off to college and you know that you want to pursue biology and the health sciences, you're in for a real treat because you'll be able to do all the dissections and things like that we didn't get to do this year. So I'm bummed, but we will make the best of it, right? So we are going into the endocrine system. I hope you enjoyed that episode of House. And this is just a little introduction video in case you missed my face. So the endocrine system is all about hormones. If you took AP biology, you might remember we did very brief section on hormones. And hormones basically control everything in your body. They work with the nervous system to coordinate everything. So if your hormones are out of whack, then you're going to feel off, right? Because they all pretty much work on a negative feedback loop. And if there's a problem, you're going to know it for the most part. So your endocrine system is made up of a bunch of different glands. You guys will see in the notes a picture of all of those different glands. And those glands release specific hormones that will act on target cells. So for the most part, there's some local signaling that happens, but for the most part, the endocrine system is like over a long distance. So to give you guys something like really simple, the testes in the male reproductive system, obviously located down below, they release the hormone testosterone. That's something that most of you guys are familiar with. But testosterone acts in places that are far away from the testes. So how does testosterone get to where it needs to go? It uses the bloodstream. So these hormones are released from the glands and they travel through the bloodstream, and they're going to act on target cells. So one of the things that testosterone does is it causes facial hair growth in males once puberty is reached. So there are target cells within the areas of the face that have specific shaped receptors to interact with testosterone. And that interaction will then cause a pathway of eventual hair growth. It basically turns the gene on to create keratin, which is the protein that hair is made up of. There are other things that testosterone does, and that's really like the thing you will see with hormones is you've got one hormone that can have many actions. But the key things are that they are glands in the endocrine system that release hormones. These are chemicals that travel through the bloodstream to act upon target cells and specific target cells that will then coordinate a response. Sorry, the phone's ringing and I just lost my train of thought. So you guys are going to be looking at all of the different glands and some of the major hormones they produce and the actions they have. And then the really cool part is you're going to take a look at some of the diseases of the endocrine system. And some of these diseases you're familiar with. Diabetes is one of them, diabetes type 1. Some of you guys might have hypothyroid or hyperthyroid. I personally am hypothyroid. It's called Hashimoto's disease. It's basically when the immune system attacks, it's an autoimmune disease, attacks the thyroid gland. And the thyroid gland produces hormones that regulate your entire metabolism. And I didn't know I had this until I was pregnant because I never had any symptoms, which is scary because something's wrong in the body, but you're not presenting any symptoms. You don't know to go to the doctor. But when you're pregnant, they do a test on your thyroid to make sure that it's working well because the thyroid is very important in the development of the brain of the fetus. And so I found out my thyroid levels were really low. So you take some medication and everything is fine, but it regulates metabolism. So when your thyroid levels are low, you can feel like very sluggish. Sometimes you have difficulty like maintaining your weight. You can sometimes be heavy. That's because, again, you're not metabolizing food at the rate that you should. So there's lots of really cool stuff with the endocrine system. I hope you enjoy it as best as you can virtually. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye.